Welcome to Royal Subjects, your go-to podcast for anyone trying to navigate the ever-changing world of real estate.
Come with us as we explore topics that are always relevant, never boring, and designed with you in mind.
What's going in across from Belleville Hospital? Where is Toro Sushi? All this and more today on Royal Subjects.
We know you've been asking because we've seen it on Belleville Neighbors and various other sources. So we've brought in team lead, broker of record, and namesake, Travis Royle, to give us more information.
So today we're going to catch up with Travis, hear a little bit more about what's in store for the Century 21 Lanthorn and Associates Brokerage. So Travis, what do we got cooking?
We are making a new location for us. We're building out an office right now.
So hint, that might be the answer to one of the questions we just asked, which is, what is going in the building that used to be the Kinder Learning Center across from the hospital?
Mm-hmm. We've been working on it for over a year now. We're building out the new Century 21 office there. We're building a brand new parking lot. And then in the front, we have a front unit that is going to be occupied by Toro Sushi.
Mm-hmm. You heard it here first.
Not mad about that.
Yes.
No.
Real estate and sushi, do they go hand in hand? In my life, they do.
Yeah.
Hand and chopstick. Well, we're really excited about that. So a lot has gone into this. Like you said, you've been working on this for over a year. A lot of moving parts, a lot of coordination. Tell us about one of the challenges that you face, maybe in the planning phase or perhaps in the execution.
So in the planning phase, I would say one of the biggest challenges is how to use a brokerage. What's the best way for agents nowadays to operate in a brokerage? So it's like the mindset of, do we need these giant offices? No. Are agents in the office like all day long? No, they're out and about meeting people and doing sales. The offices, I think, are something that, if someone has an administrator on their team, they could occupy the office and then that's where they'd be. And if you're going into your brokerage, are you just going to lock yourself away, or do you want to be out and chatting and having like a sense of community with other agents and talking scenarios, et cetera, et cetera? Mm-hmm. So, that is one of the I think, key spots in our brokerage that we designed. And then we have another big ticket item would be a training center, right? So training, why do you join a brokerage? There should be some training in there so that you keep up with all the rules and regulations. And so that's where we have a massive training center of the brokerage.
So one of the difficulties was planning out the layout of it and how it's going to
Yes.
make the best use or get the best use from the agents that are a part of the brokerage, because really that's who's going to be there. Mm-hmm. It's been really cool to see, as members of Century 21 Lanthorn, we've been able to go and, kind of see as it's been progressing, the progress of the building. And, I got to experience your vision and kind of the drawings and then have it come to life. Mm-hmm. And I really like the decision you made to have, like you said, privacy. And, there's some places where you can go to have confidential conversations, but there's also glass everywhere, and it just feels very cohesive and collective, and it feels like you're a part of something even when you need to be in a private space.
Yeah, and then adding windows, and I think every single office has a window except for the ones that are right in the middle, because I think it's bringing daylight in, quality of life when you're at work, because you spend a lot of time at work. If people are in those offices, like administrators or whoever, then that's super important to make sure that you're not in a cave.
Well, and I think you might be, if you're hearing this on the radio or you're watching this on YouTube, you might be thinking, I'm not an agent, so why do I care what this brokerage is doing? And that's a fair question. And here's the answer. We want you to know that Century 21 Lanthorn and Associates Belleville is a brokerage that is interested and actively investing in the lives of their agents, in the training and resources that they're providing us, and in the quality of workplace that they're giving us. And I think that we would all agree that, the house that you live in or the office that you do your work in, that really can shape the work that you do. And so I'm really thankful to have a part in a brokerage that's willing to invest in my future, because they understand that the way that they pour into me is going to actively impact how I'm reaching out to my clients and the work that I'm doing. So for those of you that are listening and wondering how this all ties together, just know that you are going to be the recipients of the community that's built within our brokerage, of the training that we receive as agents. And I think that that's a really exciting thing to know about.
For sure.
It's also bringing back to mind our episode that we recorded earlier this year of highest and best use of a property. Because it sounds like that's the conversation that you and the other brokerage owners had about, okay, what do we want to accomplish in this building? And then how are we going to design it to facilitate those needs? Tell us a little bit about that brainstorming process. Was it difficult kind of getting everybody on board, or was it fairly clear what your objectives were?
It was pretty clear. We actually went on a tour of other Century 21 brokerages that have just been redone. And we went around Ontario looking at, different designs, different mindsets, like of what they were thinking about when they were building their spaces out. So, and also like even across Canada, I talked to people that redid brokerages in Edmonton and Calgary and BC. So like we really collaborated with the Century 21 Canada family to figure out, what were some of the design flaws that they did, some of the designs that really worked out, and they really loved certain aspects of it. Like one of them were talking to us, like they loved, like the design looks amazing when you see the space, it looks so good, but they were like, it's so echoey. So that changed where we're like, okay, well, we didn't want to put carpet in anything in our space, but it's like, well, we need it because it's we have a concrete building.
Absorb some of the sound.
So absorb the sound. So that's where it's like, all right, in the offices where conversations are going to be happening, let's do carpet on the floor instead. And then in the open area where the C21 cafe is going to be, that's where we're going to put some stuff on the walls to help absorb some of that sound. So we're trying to take those things into consideration right from the get-go.
So kind of a combination of like functionality, but also aesthetic. Both,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you can't sacrifice one for the other. It needs to be a good balance.
No, exactly.
Okay, well, speaking of design, I know that you love the whole office. You're very passionate about it. We've heard you talk about it many times. But if you had to pick one room that you think it will be your favorite space to hang out, other than your office, because we all like our own offices, I think.
I think the space that I really like is going to be the C21 cafe. It's going to be the spot where if like when we go to a coffee shop, we drop our laptop, we just start doing whatever. There's going to be some music playing, and there's going to be a sense of community. Hey, can I bounce this idea off you? Right, like agents can collaborate. It's literally going to be set up like a coffee shop, where there's going to be tables and chairs just like a coffee shop throughout it. And then if you're like, well, I need to make some private phone calls, I need to do whatever, you can jump into any office, jump in, close the door, make those calls, do what you need to do, and then go. So you're not going to be limited to just be working in an open space. There's still, you could just jump into an office and make your calls. So I really like that space. I really do. I think it's going to be like the hub. It's going to be the heartbeat of the.
Yeah, I look forward to having coffee in there.
Yeah.
Sometime cool, soon. It's a space that's going to facilitate and encourage collaboration, working together, brainstorming, and I think that that's something that we, Danielle and I, we've talked about this for ages on the podcast. We value collaboration over competition, right? And so it's really exciting to see how that vision is now going to come to life and how we're going to be able to live in that space. So really excited, and we hope that you'll come by and visit us someday.
Well, I won't speak for Sarah, but I think that my favorite room is going to be the social media production room. I mean, clearly we use the space that we have now, and it's functioning well, but I'm really looking forward to not only the design, but also the features that we're going to have available to, make better content for the public out there. Our goal is to educate and to share our knowledge, and it's going to be really, really great to have better resources to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you? Would you say that'll be your favorite room, or?
I think... Well, to be honest, I think one of my favorite features is the new, very large parking lot. If you know where our brokerage is located right now, sometimes it can be a bit of a fight for parking. So I'm excited to have lots of room for us and for our clients to come and park. It's located in the back of the building, and I think that's going to be a really nice feature. Although, I'll be honest, I really am looking forward to both of the things that you guys mentioned, but you stole them first, so.
It's hard to pick one.
I'll go with parking. I'm looking forward to having a little bit of sushi right out the front of our office. I think that's going to be...
That's going to be dangerous.
That's problematic.
Yes.
Problematic.
Is there a C21 loyalty card? No. I'm kidding.
Well, maybe I should talk to him about that.
Yeah, maybe. We'll be sure to follow along, because we'll be sharing updates as we go on our social media and our website. And I think we're going to be having a client event. So if you're one of the Royle Group or Century 21 clients, stay tuned for that, because we can't can't wait to show off our new building. Yeah.
Join us for sushi at the least.
We'll have
Come and join us
we'll
for
have the
sushi.
meeting at Toro Sushi.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, thanks for coming, Travis.
No, my
I think
pleasure.
that wraps
Thanks
up
for
today's
having me.
episode. I'm Danielle.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Travis Royle.
And we can't wait to talk to you next week. If you have any questions regarding real estate, please feel free to reach out at our website, theroyalgroup.ca, or The Royal Group on any social media platforms.
See you around.